It's time to return to familiar territory now for Mouse versus Liquid. They have already met on Train, but now this one holds a whole lot more weight. They met in the groups. Both teams managed to keep their heads above water there, but now they find themselves in the semi-finals, and it will be Train to determine their fate. Just one map. And I have Chad and Yanko joining me. We go all the way, gents, and the result previously was an incredibly close game. We went into overtime. We got to see both teams kind of flexing on the map. Mousesports in the end did prevail, but we have an opportunity to see it once more. And I feel like I can no longer say that it makes sense and we're going to have another close game again.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, last time it was a weird one, right? It was an overtime game, but both teams got 11 rounds on the T side, which is something very uncharacteristic when you look towards either of these teams. You don't consider them juggernauts of the map and a team that's capable of winning 10+ rounds almost every single time on the more difficult side. So I don't think we're going to have that happen again. Made it really strange. Of course, it was a case of getting all the resets and all of that, which doesn't help on any map. But it's going to be interesting to see how teams change their approach compared to the first time they met.
You have to keep in mind as well in a game like that, and this is where I don't want to paint anything with a lucky picture, but there are things that happen in certain games that probably won't happen in the next.
Sure.
Liquid won both pistols and then got force bought both times. We had Sunny with that Deagle ace, right? So those are things that don't happen all the time. And even in a game that Liquid lost in overtime, they had won more clutches, right? They had won 5 to the 3 of Mousesports. So all these factors that come into it. In a game that's going to be clear cut, we expect these rounds to happen. Where people are going to lose to a force buy, people are going to lose to a half buy. This is just Counter-Strike now, and this is what we've come to expect. I've stopped fighting it, guys. I've just resigned myself to the fact that this is the way the cookie crumbles, and we're going to have those rounds, and they're going to pop up. And when you have so many extremely skilled players in the server, the likes of Oscar, you've got Rops, Sunny on the other side of things, Elige, Twist, even Steel was getting some big clutches. Any of this stuff can happen, and you need to expect it to happen. It could be another messy affair. It could be another blowout. This is the thing right now. It's very hard to put your finger on where these two teams are at because we've seen what appears to be two different sides from both squads over two different maps.
And we were talking about the whole no op on Liquid and double op on Mousesports situation. Well, Train is a map where op does play a big role. And sure, you can have a utility opper on the CT side, maybe just holding some angles, getting some of the stuff done. But the problem is if you want to go for an aggressive play, can Nitro or potentially Nav pull it off? And also on the T side, can they make plays? Because you sure as hell know Oscar can.
Yeah, that's never been a problem for him. And I think he had close to 30 frags at the end of that one. He was looking spectacular, 1v3s as well. He did look like he was very comfortable on Train. And Mousesports are going to be back in comfortable territory. This is going to be more like the Mirage than the Cobble, all things considered.
Yeah, I don't want to let them off the hook for that Cobble game in the sense of they probably knew it was going to come up. And maybe if it just doesn't work within the team, then it doesn't work. But you never want to be getting blown out of anything 15-0.
This is where you probably don't want to start on the T side if you're Mousesports, because seeing the way Team Liquid dominated their CT side on Cobble, which is more difficult than Train, they might be in danger of just getting shut down yet again because Liquid is on fire individually.
So we got the knife round here. Obviously, last time we had Liquid starting on the CT side and they're able to scrap together 4 rounds. Hopefully they can do better than that, and hopefully from the last map for Mousesports, they can get the bomb down before the 13th round. They only had 1 plant in that whole half. It was just ridiculous.
And of all the maps to get that knife round win, a Train and a third are always good things to add to your checklist when getting the choice of side.
Yeah, I definitely think, the way that they've now had a chance to warm up and look like they're completely on fire, everybody should be feeling it now. So starting on the CT side, there's no excuse for it being the first map of the day. Everyone should be firing all cylinders. This is now where it's who's got the better game plan, who has the better advice from the coaches.
Yeah. Well, the casters said that we abandoned ship very quickly.
We didn't even get on either side. I don't know why those two Muppets keep talking smack about us. We're just here to analyze the game.
Say it to my face.
Yeah.
We're just here to analyze the game, right?
Anders.
Give people perspective. And these two twats over there who get to talk for 50 minutes try and make us seem like the bad guys.
Yeah. That's my intimidating arms.
I don't know if it's working.
Is it not?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to give them the let's all give them the intimidating death stare down the lens.
Yanko does it best, right?
Yeah. Let's see Yanko. Let me see you, Chad. Let's go to that 3-shot. Okay.
Oh, we're requesting camera angles now.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't think they like it. Okay, right. Death stare. Let's head over to your casters.
I'm smiling, so.
Oh, you ruined it.
I mean, I don't know. I looking like that.
Why is it always an us versus them mentality?
I'm not even sure, Moses, they could navigate this part of the building. They look completely unable to defend themselves at all. I don't know what they're doing.
It's okay. I've said a couple times throughout this event that I thought they were doing a great job, and I didn't get any credit for that. So we'll just move on. Third map, Train.
I'll fight them. I'll fight them right now. I don't care.
Does your knee work? Is it back?
No, no.
Okay.
Not at all. In fact, if I put enough weight on it to try and punch someone, probably this will give out. So, but listen, that's not the point, is it? You know?
No, it's not.
just have to if you look intimidating enough, Moses, then you know.
Yeah, because you're the definition of intimidation. You look like a teddy bear.
Well, we are going to head into mousesports and Liquid on map number 3, and it will be the deciding map to decide who's going to go to the grand finals. So even though we've had 2 unbelievably one-sided matches in the first 2, maybe the third one won't be, and we can see sort of a real back and forth here. I really enjoyed mousesports T side on this map. I really thought it was interesting. It seemed like they ran out after a while of ideas, but I still think it was cool.
This should be a close game. Now, these 2 teams played this map earlier in this event, back in the series they had in the Swiss system, and mousesports won that 19-17, so went to overtime.
Wow.
You go past that, though, and you go past StarSeries, because they also beat Cloud9 in this map in overtime. They did lose that epic game to QB Fire at the Major.
Yeah. But it was a close one, right?
They lost to Cloud9 at the Major as well. So they have some losses. They have some good wins on it as well. We'll see how it pans out. I mean, the desk is kind of right. It does go either way. You don't really know what to expect. Rop's far back. Would love to get a headshot here. He's using the angle wisely. Molotov out for the connector to delay the rotations. And Rop's can't connect anything. That's going to get the bomb down. Now they push up, and he's got to manage this. He's got to get this kill on Naf, but he's missing all across the board. Finally, at the end, he somehow is still alive with a kill.
So many tickets in that USP lottery, and almost none of them any winnings at all. Finally, Sunny going to come in with a good kill on Elige. And that's a 3. Now 2 versus 4 here. The bomb is down, but mousesports making the retake work wonderfully. And Steel, he's got no way out. Sunny will take him down, and mousesports will win the round. That's very interesting. That could have gone wrong.
I think Liquid, when they review this demo, when they look back onto this match, they're going to look at this pistol round and be so frustrated. They had every single chance they wanted. The critical kill. I mean, we were focused on Rop so much, but the critical kill was actually Sunny on top of that first trade, and Elige was close up towards the choke point, towards connector. If Sunny doesn't get that kill onto Elige, then Elige has that angle where he can distract everyone else from mousesports as they try and move down the lanes for the retake, and he creates a 2-front battle to try and get that bomb defused. So great job from Sunny on the rotation to clear out Elige in a tough position, staying aware of the situation. With that plant, though, you see Team Liquid, they have 2 flashbangs, some upgraded pistols. They're going to go for that AK buy into the next round.
Yes, they will. Dodging most of the grenade damage into main. Good turnaround with the flashbang. And Scout here for Oscar, going to take care of one. That's a deep grenade, but touches on the wrong side of the wall. Nitro will get one. Really wants this one, and Steel was definitely going to go down regardless, so not bad at all. Stiko with a quad kill, and that will be the second round done fairly swiftly.
Obviously, one of the big things we're going to have to see Team Liquid have success with, as every T-sided team on Train, is the ability to force players out of ladder room for mousesports when they choose to be there. The next thing they're going to have to do is limit the number of rounds they have to go against Oscar's AWP. That's going to be a huge key, because the map like this is where this kind of theory crafting from Team Liquid to go away from a standard AWPer, more into a 5-rifle versatile setup. This is where it really can start hurting them.
I mean, Oscar saw Twist jumping out, so he knows that something is up. He's still going to go down to Naf. That's Sunny with 2 in return and dropping the bomb, so Liquid trying to be really fast in the beginning of this round. And so far, mousesports, they've stood their ground. They've got everyone out in this yard. Sunny even in a great position up on high. There's Chris with a headshot taking down Twist. And the pressure is slowly being alleviated here by mousesports, making sure they defend the bomb site. And that will be the end of the round. Sunny just continuing his form from map number 1, doing a good job making it 5-1 for himself.
Some of his big-time performances at PGL Krakow Major that even caused mousesports to look at him to bring him in when Sunny was playing with Penta were on Train.
Yeah.
So you've got to be a little bit worried about that if he's going to be heating up. Oscar, he's got to be careful about his decision-making. I know he's an effective AWPer even in scary situations, but he kind of gets baited out into the open by Twist and T-Mid.
How do you like the the fast rifle round, like the first one being that fast into A.
I don't mind it. The idea was there. They got the first kill. They got it onto the Alper as well. The problem was Sunny kind of, really got him back into the round. The problem was I think that smokes were maybe a little bit mistimed. If smokes were coming out from Team Liquid, and obviously you can't have them perfect if you're going to go with a fast strat like that. But if they had timed that so a smoke plumes like right when they're swinging out of ladder room, Sunny can't get that double kill. Now, I mean, that's obviously looking at a round from a bird's eye view and saying this could have been more perfect, but
Because some people will say you should always test your default against their default just to see if yours is better for whatever reason, and then that's nice. I mean, I don't have an opinion either way. I'm just saying.
I mean, that way of thinking about it like works in a vacuum, right? Like it sounds good, and you can't really argue against it. But in actual practice, in actual application, it's not always as easy, as simple as that. I think one of the reasons why Liquid goes fast is they wanted to kind of catch him off guard, punish him a little bit. They want to do some things that are going to surprise him, allow him to get 2 to 3 kills, and really limit the money on mousesports because they want to, like I said, they want to take that op away from Oscar. And if you go fast and you kind of surprise him. Now, the tough part for Liquid here, 3 SMGs still on the board for mousesports. So they have a lot of advantages in the duels they can take across the map. But if they don't win it, then the CT side economy on Train kicks in. They've got free rifles, they've got some bonus money from the SMGs, and then it's going to take 3 rounds, 3 wins to really get that AWP off the field.
You know what I miss, Moses?
What's that?
The auto sniper on this map.
You just are a terrible human being.
Yeah, but that can't surprise you any longer, can it?
No.
mousesports falling back in. Looks like Liquid want to go fast on this B-bomb site. Steal very deep angle into the site here. He needed some teammates to follow him up, otherwise that's not really going to work out. They do get a kill on Robs in the meantime, so it's still a 2-on, well, now a 2-on-3 as they get that kill. Twist continuing into the bomb side, making it a triple. Finally, they get Naf, and Oscar's managed to rotate around with the AWP, and he actually gets that kill on Nitro. Unbelievable play from Oscar inside the smoke. 5 health with an AWP. Who does that?
That is incredible. That's a really nice play from Oscar, but success all across the other map. Outside of the entries from Team Liquid, outside of those long-range fights, they're not having success pushing down the train lane, going back towards the pistol round, which is a frightening prospect for Train, and they haven't done anything to take care of the ladder room situation, and that's why you see Chris Jake flanking in with the SMG, getting that 1 kill that opens up the opportunity for Oscar to come through the smoke, because once they kill that flanker, they're not expecting any more aggression from that position.
I really feel like when Steel is getting that far in, he's occupying the attention of both the B defenders.
Yeah.
Somebody else has to come in from that sidewalk really quickly.
That's another good point to make, because Oscar did fire a shot at Steel. So, I mean, Liquid kind of losing track of where Oscar was exactly in that inner bomb site. Here we go, Pistols, smokes out, they're deep, they're trying to keep mousesports at bay. 2 players in Ivy gives them a lot of space towards the bomb train. And Steel, again, the most aggressive player. Not able to find a kill. The bomb is going to get planted, but the full losing bonus, mousesports doesn't care if the bomb goes down. There's no reason to risk your life trying to prevent that because it's a buy next round anyway. They're doing a really good job of limiting the amount of deaths they're taking. Everyone from mousesports just being calm and collected and crisp.
Yes, they are. Stiko, another good round coming out of him. Quad kill. And that will give them yet another round. 6-0. 11-0 right now for Stiko. That's obviously a pretty good start.
Stiko's got $15,000 built up. Oscar's got just under $12,000. Everyone else can have very comfortable buys. Chris J obviously keeping that SMG as well. He just upgrades it actually this round, but he actually upgrades it into a double up setup. So
if you had $15,000 worth of Play-Doh, Moses, what would you build with it?
Play-Doh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's be honest. Probably just a big penis.
There it is.
That's the soundbite.
7th round coming up, and Nitro is still holding an angle with the AWP, so double up obviously on the other side. Chris and Oscar both, and that is, at least theoretically, the nightmare scenario for Team Liquid to have to fight both of those. Well, it won't be easy.
Now with the AWP out on Nitro, this slows down massively. Investment into that weapon for Team Liquid, they want to give it the chance to have an impact. The fast tactic towards A didn't work. Fast strategy towards B didn't work. So now you get to see them test their default, as you said. Naf and Elige going to start taking over those box halls. They haven't applied pressure towards the B bomb site, so Rops hasn't called for a rotate. If they do commit here, since he's so far back, I mean, they'll at least get the plant out of it, and then you kind of see what happens from there.
You do love this about if they retake B here, they have 3 Molotovs still left. Think about what that's going to do to Liquid's chance of actually holding on to it.
That just means if they do get the bomb planted, they need to have success pushing up the lanes because you cannot sit back in those positions with that many Molotovs on the CT side. They need to have success pushing towards Rops, and that's why he's playing so far back because he knows that's going to come, and that's going to allow him to make decisions and have a little bit more time to find kills at range as they move up. Oscar's now rotated in as well, so the op gets dangerous. And Elige, this is the big play. Underneath high train, you can see more coming. Molotovs deep back. Steel's pushing up as well. They need this success.
I'm super disappointed mousesports didn't save their Molotovs a little bit. Sunny's still waiting out in the yard. He's so sure that someone's going to be flanking, and nobody is. So this is a very disjointed retake coming in. Oscar still going to be able to pick up one. There is a Molotov on Twist, and no more smokes on the mousesports side. So this could be one of those heartbreaking moments. He's down on the low ground, so actually him and Naf should have traded places right now, and that's a big problem. Twist going to go for the spray, but now Naf has been isolated. The spray is in. He gets the headshot on the guy defusing the bomb. But they are still just going to have time for it. So incredibly close as Oscar defuses the bomb with a double kill. I think Liquid could have won that round.
Yeah, no, they very well could have. A lot of these rounds that they've played on the T side, they could have won. It's they're not having enough success deep into the bomb sites, into the yards. I mean, you have Elige pushed up who gets no kills. He gets picked off by Oscar coming down that high train, between the high train and the wall. Wasn't paying attention to that choke point. Steel pushed up. I think he was at the middle train. He gets picked off as well.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that's when your defense, like if you're the rest of Team Liquid 3-on-5, there's nowhere you can peek because there's enough bodies on the retake for mousesports that are covering each side of these trains. Someone watching high ramp, someone watching low ramp, someone watching, pop dog, someone watching bomb train. There's no success you can have anywhere.
I actually think if Twist had put the Molotov on the bomb, even from the low ground, they probably would have won the round anyway. There was only like 2 seconds left on that bomb at the end.
Yeah.
It was getting dangerously close. Why do they look more funny when you zoom in, the faces?
I don't know. I've never noticed, to be honest with you.
But I only noticed just now. 7-0. Just a return to map number 1 for mousesports, it really feels like. And Liquid struggling too much for my comfort, Moses. I'm starting to feel like they're sinking into that depth.
Well, that's a great shot. Through the edge of the wall as well. Partially blind. That flashbang coming out just a half-second late. And Rops doing the same defense again. More than comfortable with their retakes on the center bomb site. And they have plenty of Molotov still, as you pointed out in the last round. And yeah, here comes one. They need to find this kill. They need to be able to take care of Rops. This is like the old school Fnatic defenses towards the inner bomb site, is just playing this retake super passive. Miscoordination on the smoke Molotov combination in towards Checkers, and there's another kill for Rops coming out. That's great. This is why it's so frustrating for Liquid. They're playing this so well that they're not taking any punishment whatsoever on these takes, and now a 2-on-4 that Liquid, you feel like they have to win it. And Oscar, he's going to find the kill on a Naf. It's just Nitro, 28 HP. He's got to get creative. He's already been spotted out. He's already missed shots, and he's not long for this world. He's away from the bomb as well. That's a great shot, and a follow-up onto Chris. He's all of a sudden turned it into a one-on-one. Sunny taps the bomb and gets off it, and that's going to end things. He doesn't have a kit, though. He's got to go find one, and he's going to... This is going to be close. I think he's got it.
Just down... Oh. Nope. Well, it depends on what you believe, but...
I believed incorrectly.
Because that timer in the corner, I think, was actually wrong this time.
Okay.
It's 5 seconds, and I swear he tapped the bomb when it was 5 seconds and, let's say, like 47 milliseconds. So maybe it's not entirely correct. Maybe it's like 100% correct.
Maybe every once in a while they throw in an incorrect timer to really allow the intensity so they don't spoil everything.
It felt like he wasn't going to make it, but I swear the number said differently. Maybe I'm wrong. That was incredible by Nitro. Let's forget about the number and just appreciate the fact that that was an almost unwinnable round for him. So just really well done. Trapped inside of 3 players. Had really... Yeah, one mistake and he's gone.
Well...
It's time, Moses, for the ultimate test for Team Liquid.
They've got to win 2 more rounds before the money disappears for mousesports. That's the hole they've put themselves into. So you can't really celebrate quite yet if you're a Liquid fan. They haven't really accomplished anything, and losing here would be a disaster. Naf losing out on that damage. He doesn't return any onto Stico. And I mean, the other part of the fact that Rops is playing inside so passively is mousesports never has to cheat anyone back to help him, because they just don't care.
Yeah, they seem quite happy with the idea that Liquid are going to go in and get the bomb down. It's like, yeah, that's fine.
That's why it was so important that Liquid is able to have success towards that inner bomb site. At some point, obviously you need it, but early on would have been great, because then you would have seen Oscar rotating inside more. If they had lost like 1 or 2 of those rounds earlier in this half, they would have had to be kept honest. Smoke out towards the outer yard. Elige waiting in ladder room.
It looks like a 3-way crunch onto the bomb site, so what you really need in a round like this is the opening kill, and that's one hell of a grenade. Absolutely wrecking Naf and Steel. Not going to be fun at all. Nitro's are taking a little bit of damage through the smoke. So this round is just already so scattered from Liquid, and the initial fight coming through, once they actually start to fire the rifles, it falls apart very quickly. That's just one HE grenade, Moses.
Yeah.
And you know it when you're on that Liquid side. You're like, oh.
So that's it, huh? Yeah, I mean, a cool kind of idea. That's, again, one of those, we always talk about those wrap strategies from Ivy to go around to the back trains. They're always so cool to think about in theory, but in application, they're so difficult to pull off. And that time, they just take too much damage. I mean, between the spray onto Naf and then the nade that takes everyone to about a half HP, when they eventually are making their play towards the site from the old bomb train, they're just easy kills. And no one else from Liquid towards T-Mid, Elige, and ladder room, they hadn't really pounced yet until those 2 players were dead. And at that time, and at that point, you don't really have enough time to recover. So,
So they have 1 coming main, 1 pop dog, and 3 Ivy.
yep.
Which one of those 3 groupings should be the first to, let's just say, call it draw attention? Like, who's going to make the noise for the rest?
It has to be the 3 players from Ivy, just because the other 2 players are kind of locked into very small choke points. And at this stage, you know mousesports has had a double op setup in the past. You know Oscar has the AWP still out on the field. And if you're one of those guys and you're trying to initiate the action and kind of draw attention away, if you just get picked off by an op, it's just kind of like, oh, that's good.
The attention goes away quick in one kill.
Yeah, it really does.
Fair enough. Well, either way, it definitely didn't work out. 8-1. And that was right after winning around Liquid. So the round loss bonus back to 1,400.
I mean, they do invest. Otherwise, it's a double save.
Yeah, it is either way, I suppose.
So, I mean, this is harsh. They need a bomb plan here. They need to get some kills. That kind of damage to the economy idea is starting to just go away this late in the game. It really doesn't matter. Liquid need to get up to 4 or 5 if they want a chance in the second half. It's not looking pretty for them. And again, going back towards the inner bomb site. Twist this time can be on a very late lurk towards Ivy. But he's got to time it well. They know Rops plays here alone, and they know they haven't had any success in finding early kills upon taking this site. So Liquid need to do something different than they haven't done yet. And Rops with the AK-47 should have a huge advantage in these fights, although he misses that angle. He adjusts and he misses it, so Steel gets close up. That's a good find. He builds a second one on top of it, so now they have a chance.
Oh, but Twist is from the other way. Why isn't he flanking through Ivy? I'm so confused. A lot of damage has still been output here from Liquid side. Twist is going to be in on the ramp. Bomb. 25 seconds here, as you could tell. Nitro going to get 1 kill on Stico, leaving it in a 2-on-2. Can they get this round? That would be huge. Nitro stepping it up massively, and long spray coming in, but Robs, how can he get this defuse in? He's almost out of time. He just has to run right onto it and try and see if he can do it. Hope that maybe Nitro can't get to it in time. Going to be a deep grenade in, and that is going to cause a lot of trouble, forcing him back, and Nitro going to win the round yet again. Triple for Nitro. Obviously, Steel pushing in that C connector is the one that opened it up.
As he did for Immortals so frequently in that lineup at the previous major at Krakow. Steel really turns rounds on his head. A huge impact there, the 2 opening kills in connector. That's phenomenal. He's been doing this entire tournament for Team Liquid, and since he's joined this roster, he is probably one of the most unafraid players of kind of just rushing and initiating fights for his teams.
And I think sometimes that maybe puts him in a bad light, in the sense that, you know, he can have some of those games where he looks really unimpressive because he's trying to play for the team. I mean, that can be the downside.
That's always the gamble, or maybe not gamble. That's just the way the way it is. And they've finally done it, Team Liquid. They've got this down to the last buy on the mousesports side. A double op setup is switched into once again. I think if you ever want to look towards timing in Counter-Strike, Rops taking that new angle to peer towards sidewalk just barely misses the 2 bodies pushing up along sidewalk, and that's, I think, what kind of turns the... If he calls that out, the players in Connector are much more prepared.
He even missed the time before that, because the first thing he does is go and check like all the way on the sidewalk, and then he realized, oh, they're already down. Then he goes back and he's a little bit late, and that is not bad at all. Elige, quick down drop. Sunny, he tried to be there just as quick, but he gets shut down immediately. Oh, that grenade on Nitro. 3 damage.
It's one of those grenades you see coming as Nitro and you just hold your breath. Good kill to open things up for Elige. Transitions into an M4 instead of Galil as well. Chris is on the bomb train with his op. Oscar is in connector. Z-Halls with his op.
Did Sunny have head armor?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so that explains the Galil winning that one, probably.
And this is now, look at this rotation, look at this difference. Because Rops has been exposed and they've lost 2 rounds at the B bomb site, Rops now pushes close up instead of playing far back. Oscar rotates in. That makes this hit so perfect for Team Liquid. That's exactly why you need some of that success. It causes a shift in how mousesports wants to defend the bomb sites, and a huge advantage now for Team Liquid.
All the timing, every single time, Moses.
Yep.
In drop, against Robs, against Chris turning his back on Pop Dog, and 3 versus 5. Even if Stiko got that nice flank in, he's still not really in the position to try and retake this one alone. So it will be another round for Liquid. That's they were getting close to a point where it was going to be too late, I think, for them to make this kind of comeback. But now it looks more realistic.
Yeah, it almost felt like if Liquid had won that round with the CZs and the UMP, they might have just been out of this. There's going to be at least an exit kill for Stiko. I don't think he'll be able to get... He's going to actually go for more, and he's got to be covered. They don't have a lot of money. He does fall. He wanted to stop them from getting that AWP, keeping it into the next round. He goes down, Liquid at 3, and all of a sudden they have a lifeline into this match, as you just said. Now there is an AWP and an M4 on the board. The question is, how much does mousesports want to invest around it, because they're pretty much out of money.
Yes, they are. 5-round lead for mousesports. That double AWP. Oh. Don't stomp on the chickens, Moses. If at all, if you can avoid it. Obviously, back to the days where you could jump on the birds early on, the seagulls or whatever they were down there, and then you could fly out of the map, which is great.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was really silly. I don't know how Rops doesn't hit a single thing, but it did just happen. Your eyes doth not deceive you.
That was just blanks, I guess. Instead, it makes some noise.
Well, he pulls Oscar over, so the 2 weapons at least towards the inner bomb site, which is a good call because all of Team Liquid is here. And actually, even Sunny has arrived now. It's partially because Chris J has pushed up in Team Mid. Is he flanking all the way? That's a missed shot, a missed opportunity. Chris J is so close on the flank. Liquid is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They are right behind them with a CZ-75. Going to get the kill on Elige right away. They want to back off, and smart from Chris just going all the way down, saying, yeah, you know, still got you boxed in, but you're not going to get it back into a 4v4 that easily. That's a lot of time off Liquid's clock, and now they must be very confused. I feel like they need to make a solid decision right now and follow through on it.
Chris J boxes him into this decision. They just have to go back towards the inner bomb site. They have no real other chance, and they're taking so long on this that Oscar's now rotated back in. Great flashbang. No one's there to punish it, but they need to get in. And they're going to have 2 players on the bomb train. They're going to have Oscar far back. This is going to be so tough, and Liquid decide to sidewalk through the smoke, and they catch Oscar, they catch Rops, and those are the 2 rifles, and Sunny, he catches them off guard, but he's just got nothing to get the kills with. Chris J still trying to flank, and Nitro can't handle the shots. He's still not dead. There's an M4 picked up, so actually they can go for this.
That's a magnificent choice for Liquid. That's obviously massively risky, but you can tell in that scenario, it was the perfect choice, and they're going to steal the AWP and back off. That's 4 rounds now for Liquid. The problem with the other combinations that they could have chosen, which are obviously sort of the default smokes and then trying to make the cross against Oscar, who's in the back, is that it really is just a matter of him hitting 1 shot, and suddenly the 2 players on the bomb side are probably going to win 1 more, and then you're playing 4 versus 2. So just really, really well done.
That's such an incredible and bold call to make, and it's almost because Liquid has to do it silently as well, right? You have to just kind of risk it and just walk right through the smoke with no flashbangs, and they catch everyone off guard. That is phenomenal stuff from Team Liquid, and they've had to make some of those bold calls to get back into this game. I mean, it's a testament to how good this defense has been for mousesports, and a testament to Liquid's T-side that they've eventually found some creative ways to get rounds on the board. It's fighting back into this half. 8-4. One kit onto Stico, but a solid buy. 3 M4s and AWP on Oscar that was saved from Nitro, but Naf is going to get the pick. That's Chris J down.
Not even sure if, was Chris trying to sort of play distraction for Oscar, or was he just caught in a weird moment?
He was caught in a weird moment, I'll be honest with you. Oscar's got an angle deep into T-mid, though. He wants to try and equalize things. Another flashbang there. Naf, it looks like he's going to get baited into a peek. Remember, since they don't have any primary op, or maybe they're not all aware of just exactly the angles that can be taken towards outside. So one misstep from Naf, and he can get punished.
Playing it cool for the moment. With that kind of opening kill, given the success of the last 4 rounds here for Liquid, or 3 rounds at least.
They won 4 of 5, Anders.
Yeah, you're right. They should be able to convert this one into at least a reasonable round. Stico, big off angle in the middle of the bomb site. Sunny picking up a kill. Steel wants to follow it up, and he's reloading as well. Transfer it onto Stico. Great job on Steel, picking up the double kill. And now Oscar alone in the corner, and he's going to get down by Naf. You thought maybe he could have got that second one. It is Oscar after all. And Rob's being forced out from the Molotov, getting 1 kill. He can't do it. Tries to get back around, but Naf will catch him for the triple. That's 5 rounds for Team Liquid. And, I mean, the money is still kind of there for mousesports. They can buy on 3, so might as well go for it. Man, Liquid, where does it come from?
MVP Steel. Fortune favors the bold, and at the moment, Steel is the most bold of them all. That's incredible. 2 rounds where he's had to make highly aggressive plays, double kills. If you go back to the round that got him all started with CZs towards the inside, towards Connector, that time as they don't have any success and don't really have an avenue into the bomb site, he creates one. He has been so big for Team Liquid.
It's a shame it doesn't favor the bald Moses. That was
You're such an asshole.
Nitro with a... I'm so happy. Nitro with a pretty deep angle towards Ivy. So they are expecting this, reading mousesports really well. Mousesports may be a bit frustrated that the defense is suddenly just broken apart. All the wheels have come off the cart, and they don't really know why. So they try and switch it up. And the result is Stico losing half of his health.
Yeah, this is just over a minute in the round. Going to start running out of utility on the mousesports side. You're exactly right. They have completely lost control of this. Rops playing close up, starts feeling some pressure, throws out a smoke, calls Chris J to start cheating over. Oscar's going to be there as well. 2 ops on those guys. His Team Liquid want to go with this one. They're going to have a chance to pressure that inner bomb site. Rops has a FAMAS, and he's playing close up, so Oscar does have to cheat over.
They're so happy they didn't double drop into that fire. That was really close. Rob sees a bunch of people, but he couldn't do anything to FAMAS, so now they've got control of this part. And with Oscar behind and Rob's up close, this could get really dangerous. Smoke up, but Naf walking right into it. Not the ideal entry at all. Rob's in the corner waiting at the FAMAS. He's going to go down to Steel, who's just done so much work in this first half. It's almost hard to explain just how much he's made a difference. Twist is going to be taken down from Chris J. It's still a 4-on-3. The jump up, but this time Elise is ready for it. Now the retake is on, but the shot not quite hitting there. So Oscar taking one down. Nitro, the return. Stico's going to be dropped. And now Sunny, he wanted to go for the flank, but he's going to be a bit late, and they're going to realize they hear it. Nitro will take him down, and that's another round for Team Liquid. They had to take a beating for a long time, losing, what, like 7 rounds in a row before they got on the board, and now it's looking a lot better. Steel has got 10 kills, but
It's the impact. It's the thing you can't actually quantify on a scoreboard that those kills have had. The openings have been so phenomenal from him. 6 to 8. This comeback has been great. Team Liquid's dug deep. And now they finally, I think this is one of the few rounds they've had in this half where they haven't had to face an AWP. So good for Team Liquid. Naf coming out. They spot one in ladder room. He's already down. There's Naf. He's going to see one. That's a good elimination. And yeah, when there's no ops on the field for mousesports, Team Liquid feels much more comfortable. Chris J with 1. There's that SMG. We know you love it. They line up for him. You were scared he was going to double that up, weren't you?
yeah, I was. Steel will close the round. It's only fitting, I feel like. Triple for Twist then. That's a 7-8 recovery from Team Liquid. A really great first half for them. I'm just so impressed. That is not easy to do, ladies and gentlemen, but they did just a fantastic job. And also, the flashbangs in that round were great. Everybody was flashing that yard for a long time.
Yeah. They really, I mean, Liquid really caught fire into that, and all of a sudden, mousesports has got to be scratching their head because it seemed like they had that all sewn up. 7-1 run to close that half.
Vegas Squadron flag Moses in the audience.
Ooh, I do love that.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
I do love that. Pissed around going live. Team Liquid now onto the defense. Naf has the kit and smoke. See if they have to end up using that. And actually, Oscar just takes him out of the fight. One deagle shot at long range. Twist is going to be under a lot of pressure, but his attention is occupied. That's a great opening kill. He goes for more. This outer bomb site is lost. Elysian and Nitro are going to have to be passive in connector and rotate around. Steel now on his way outside, but someone... Oh, Elysian has the kit, excuse me.
Yeah, and that's pretty important, though, for the retake chances here. 3 versus 4. They've got to make it past Chris J the first time around. They're going to double peek him, but he takes already 1, and that is the end of the round. Steel on 6 health, and he's going to get dropped by Stiko. Beautiful round from mousesports.
I mean, obviously helped out massively by the fact that that 1 deke from Oscar just gets the opening kill immediately onto Naf. You can criticize whatever you want from there on after of how Team Liquid handled the rotations from there, but I mean, that's such a huge kill to get and to start with. Trying to play passively with those USPs. 7-9.
Oh, Moses, those pigeons down at the end of Ivy, you know how you can train sort of like, like carrier pigeons, they return somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
What if you trained one to fly into the bomb site and you strap the bomb to it? Just think you could do that?
I think Peter would have something to say about that.
Yeah. I mean, but they are angry no matter what you do, so it's kind of hard to deal with. Stiko and Sunny keep picking up a couple of kills. Elysian, Naf have already gone down, so it's a bit of a shame for Liquid. They did buy into this round with armor and pistols and the scout, and so far they didn't even really get a chance to use any of them. There's the scout kill from Twist at least, and they're worried that Nitro might be in that corner, but how do they find out for sure?
Well, Chris J just seems to be the bomber man for mousesports. He's always the one that's solo running up to the bomb sites. We saw it on Mirage. We're seeing it now in Train. I don't know if Liquid wants to really go for this. You're right, it is a shame. If Elige was able to get that first kill in ladder room, they could have actually had something. Nitro's making his play outside now. Not going to find anything. Good kill from Twist again with the scout, but he does go down. 10-7.
That's a good win from our sports. After losing all those rounds in the second or in the first half, just winning the pistol, getting off to a good start here on the second half, they're going to be happy about that. Don't think Liquid are going to be super panicked. I think they're going to be in a position where once they have rifles, it's going to be a bit different. Although the first round obviously will be a little bit tricky given the grenade situation.
Listen, if you're not going to panic when you're down, 7-0 in the T side of Train against all the money that mousesports had, you're not going to panic at the moment quite yet. Let's see, 4 USPs. I think Twist has the P250, and Sunny just going to use the range of this AK-47 to take out everyone. With those 2 kills, the rest of his team is going to follow up. No chance of Liquid coming back in this. They just simply don't have the weapons to fight with. They'd have to recover one of these AK-47s, and surely Rops clears the bomb train. He does. Easy kill onto Twist. Continuing around, that's a nice response on a Naf, a snap over, and steal the last one left.
They're not quite sure, but eventually maybe they're going to find out. I thought maybe he was going to try and head down Pop Dog. Instead, he is praying for an exit kill. I mean, it would be a huge win if he steals an AK-47 into the next round. That would be good news. It's not going to happen, and indeed it will be 11-4. So a 4-round lead for mousesports.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, Liquid, the tough part is they're facing a round where they haven't really gotten too many kills in the second and the third. I think just 2 total. So the money, I mean, much like the first half, Liquid has to face this uphill battle, not only in terms of they can bring into this round, but like, the next 2. mousesports has done a really good job of hoarding some cash early on in these halves.
Just triple push that B sidewalk, Moses, all the way up into Whitehall.
The tank strategy?
Yeah, I love it. We're not going to see that, and it would be a bold call, first rifle round you get. Looks like mousesports want to go pretty aggressive. This is what they did last time we saw them on Train, where they had Chris running in. He has the Galil, and he's all the way down at Ivy now, looking for an opening. Oscar and Chris going to get 2 in return for Nafly's kill on Sunny, and the timing is there. That's the bomb as well. He almost could have caught Chris, and he's going to take Naf instead. So the fact that he survived was big news here for mousesports, and now he's in position. There's the headshot on Nitro. That leaves Steel. No head armor either. 1 versus 3. Bomb is not down yet, so there is a chance. This is one of those 1v3s you can really win. Looking the wrong way, though. And that's Chris J with a quad kill. He was the entry onto the site, ran deep in, and somehow made it work.
That's exactly what Liquid wanted to do in their first gun round as well on the T side. That fast pace towards the outside. You kind of want to cause confusion and mayhem and push those lanes. The difference is mousesports just had so much more to work with, and there wasn't a lot on the Liquid side of things. So able to get down and able to really, really confuse. And even with a couple nice kills, Nitro couldn't build on it. He did make that nice play through the smoke, but with the rest of his teammates kind of dying, it allows mousesports to get in so many weird positions that he's not sure the correct decision from there. Nade stack towards Team Mid, and that's an incredible transfer from Sunny. And I think you have to be frustrated if you're Liquid. Your nades are designed to take that player out, and it just doesn't do it. Takes him down to 7 HP. Nades failing Team Liquid. They don't have. They have to win here, Anders. They have to win this round right now. They have to get started.
And double AWP is the play for the team that has been tilting out of the AWP sort of setup.
Yeah.
Now they've got two of them on Naf and Nitro, but they've both shown that they can use it, so it's not that ludicrous.
It's the CT side where I think it's easier for players who are like primarily riflers to use the AWP. It's the T sides where it gets more difficult, where you really want that guy who's, you know, really dedicated himself to perfecting the craft of being an AWPer. Here it comes, fast-paced again outside. Alicia's blind, but he somehow wins that and the follow-up. That's great, and even more no. Chris does stop him, and now Oscar's in position. He's got the space, and Chris J with two of his own. His defense, it needs to hold strong, and Nitro's there.
Oh, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah, almost getting punished, but great recovery from Nitro with the ult.
You usually don't think of Chris as you know, the sort of the star entry fragger, but it really feels like on this A yard on train, he just has everything figured out. He's really doing a good job most of these rounds. Sunny going to be sneaking in, and Twist spots him out just in time. I think that might be Chris.
Yeah, he's just, didn't even look at that. He was just like leaning against the train. Maybe a little tired.
A little bit tired, yeah.
Resting the legs.
He's got 20 kills right now, just 2 behind Stiko, who's on top of the scoreboard. 13-8. You said it, Moses. That was the round that they had to win, and they give it to you. Liquid, that is.
Ask and he shall receive. They go away from the double op. It's only Nitro with one. See how he's going to manage that. He's towards the inner bomb site, pushing up towards upper. I think they feel like this time they're kind of trying to read what's coming next from mousesports. In a couple fast-paced rounds towards outside, they think there's going to be some pressure inside. So it'd be huge if Nitro's able to get this pick, although the flashbang and the Molotov forces him away from the angle.
Yeah, no one spotted him on that side, though.
This is going to be a tough round for Twist, I think, especially if mousesports are using these 3 players to actually attack that part of the map instead of just gain position, but he's got no more smoke and no more Molotov.
That doesn't work, by the way.
Let him know. That works.
That works even better, Moses. Even better. Double grenade down on League. Yeah, I just spent 3 hours the other day trying to wallbang all of Pop Dog, so I've got it on lockdown. Twist not firing the gun, worried that they're going to be boosting. Nitro might save this round. Still, good shot there. Looked like it could have been a 2-for-1. The smoke is up, and now they've been discovered. They wanted to crunch this B bomb side, but at least they realized Twist will take the kill on Sunny and mousesports. They were so close to making it work, but now they're in some trouble here. 4 versus 3. Nitro still quite a lot of angles for him to cover, and closing in his ROPS. Nitro not quick enough. It was very close indeed, and they might be making it back. The bomb is still not down. In fact, it's making its way out of CT spawn, which is a bit of a mind-blowing situation here. ROPS and Oscar, 2 versus 3. I'll make it a 2-on-2 as they rotate. Oh, they could be rotating back to A, but they're not quite sure about it. ROPS will get the headshot. And there's the kill on Oscar. That wasn't the bomb, though, and he's going to be able to make it. He can get this plant through. What a mad round. 1 versus 1.
Yeah, this has gotten so hectic, and I can't even believe Liquid's even in it. It's so hard for them to read. They kind of had to stop this round, and they were transferring over towards CT spawn. And Naf, I don't know if he's going to be able to figure out that ROPS has gone in towards connector. This is going to be so difficult for him.
I like this from Naf, though. He's really running almost the whole way, just checking as much as he can. He realizes it's going to be a game of time right now. He's checked out so many positions, straight on the bomb, and ROPS is on the other side waiting. Naf just going for the full defuse, and ROPS is not going to be quick enough. There's the defuse coming in from Team Liquid. Pros don't fake, Moses.
Also, I mean, you have to respect it, though. Rop's had very low HP. I'm not against him just kind of playing that and really testing the nerve of Nafly to hold that diffuse.
No, I mean, it's obvious. It obviously does require a lot, but I feel like this is the reason why Nafly is such a scary player, right?
Yeah.
The one thing is the full defuse, but so many other players would have gone very slow. They would have walked like half the way there.
Yeah.
They would have walked to check the corners. They wouldn't have been quite sure,
It was his shot on Oscar towards that inner bomb site. That's not an easy shot to hit in whatsoever, by the way. But you can see part of the danger of this mousesports team that so many teams are having trouble trying to like tame and temper with them is when you're in these mid-round situations. That was like a 2-on-4, I think it was, or something crazy like that. But you give Oscar time and you put him in the open spaces with that AWP when no one kind of knows where they are exactly, and he has such a quick and accurate, firing speed that it's just so deadly.
Yeah.
You're just like peeking for information. All of a sudden, you're gone. He's jumping up to go to a new location. All of a sudden, you're dead. He's just so deadly. And even though they lose that round, they kill all 5 players for Team Liquid. That's a lot of economy taken away. You can see 2 players forced back onto the FAMAS.
such a chaotic round. This time, AWP, the much dreaded MP7 on Chris. It does make him incredibly fast, so can be a little bit hard to control. Interesting position for Steel. It looks like mousesports want to test their luck at the B bomb site, and there are 2 people in Pop Dog, so they have to worry about the flank if they're not going to be quick enough. Setting up for a Molotov, probably going to land right around where Nitro is. Very common position to be Molotoving out. Still over a minute left, but see what happens. There's the Molotov in, down the sidewalk, quick they go, rushing all the way around. Nitro is about to be shot in the back, and that's the good defense from behind. Oscar taking one, almost a second, but Chris has done his job on the other side. Dropping Nitro with the MP7, and now to 4-on-3. Oh, the bomb plant gets denied. Steel, very important kill there. If only Naf had more health, the 2v3 would be a bit more winnable, but as it is, Twist with the FAMAS has to do most of the work, and this time they are going to get the bomb plant down.
They have no idea where anyone from mousesports is. Chris, with that MP7, just doesn't even care to take risks. And he was all the way at the other end of the bomb site. Now he's back to plant the bomb, and he's in Pop Dog. And yeah, Naf's giving this one up. They can't fight for this whatsoever, which I think mousesports now with a great chance to close this out in 3 maps, because there's no money behind this FAMAS and this M4. There's nothing.
The push down sidewalk is really hard to handle when you're on that bomb site itself. Nitro just, there's so many angles all of a sudden, right?
Yeah. I mean, one thing you have to, yeah, that's the thing. He's waiting for everyone to kind of turn the corner through Pop Dog, right? And because of the position of Steel, that second player couldn't watch for the wraparound, and that's actually a huge kill at the end for Sunny. Take one of the 2 rifles away, and it's 1 AK-47. Twist can either buy utility, drop over a UMP. This is going to be very tough for Liquid. This might be some of the final rounds that we see. I think teams are going to have to start looking at this Chris J with the MP7 as like an entrance tool.
Yeah.
And really try and think of ways to stop it and counter it, because it is super impactful for this team.
I say we shame him out of using it, Moses. We make him feel guilty for using the MP7.
Okay.
And he stops. Bob's trying with the opening, and it is a successful one. Chris back on the AK-47, and he's just making it work. The entries for Chris in this map, just in general, have been incredibly powerful, and they were the last time they played it as well. I think eventually they should have got shut down, and it came under control, but in this game, he's had so much success with it.
It helps a lot that, I mean, when you've seen mousesports now, they've gone outside twice really fast, and they're doing it every single time there's low economy for Team Liquid. You know, they've punished that twice. The first gun round where, yeah, Liquid had rifles, but they didn't have nades, they didn't really have Molotovs. And now doing it again when they know they've just reset Team Liquid.
23 kills on Stiko, 23 on Chris J. That is just a lot here in the 24th round. Trying to save the CSET 75s because they did buy into this round, Liquid. I mean, they've put everything into trying to prevent round number 15, which mousesports now have in the bag. Fighting for overtime, they would need to win 6 rounds in a row, Liquid, making pretty much no mistakes at all. That is a pretty tall order right now.
Yes, it absolutely is. Especially when you see what they bring into this next round. Now, we did see them have a very gritty comeback against SK yesterday on Cobble. They had to win 4 straight to force overtime. This one's going to be a little tougher, especially with what they start out with. Shotgun on steel, MP9 on nitro. I mean, they really bring in 3 SMGs, a scout, and a shotgun into this. And there's Oscar opening kill, and oh, you almost felt like he could get the follow-up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Such a strong player. Single round away from making the grand finals right now on mousesports, and it's been a real joy to watch them play. Obviously not on cobblestone, we'll just forget all about that. But
yeah,
the rest of it has been impressive. They look like a scary team. If they can get the right map order in for the grand finals, it could be really interesting, playing either Na'Vi or FaZe, depending on who wins the next semifinals. It's going to be later today, so you really don't want to go anywhere.
Well, all that's left for Liquid is to gamble. Makes sense. 3 players towards the B bomb site. Elige is the only one outside. And unfortunately, he doesn't even have one of the weapons that you feel can really win some of these battles in a solo situation. This is going to be so difficult. Smokes off one choke point. He wants to get an off angle for the other. All of mousesports coming here. Naf is now rotated in to watch his back, but Elige gives up his position. They now know where he is. Peeks again. Can't find anything. UMP at that range, not as accurate as he'd like, and it's Naf up next, and he's already been pinned down by fire coming through the smoke. When does Stico find him? Just now. He's deleted, and so is Twist. Steel with the shotgun. He's been great for Team Liquid. He's half the reason why they even get to this point of 9 rounds, but he can't do anything there. mousesports are going to be in the grand finals.
Yeah, that last round, I mean, you just see the deficit in weaponry on the Liquid side. They couldn't really do much. Huge win, obviously, for mousesports. Really big success. This is not an easy tournament to make it this far in. Again, the best-of-3 Swiss system. Going through the group stage, they had to play a lot of teams and a lot of maps to get this far. So this is a huge accomplishment, I feel like, for them. Big testament to the fact that it was worth it, you know, this kind of a setup with the team. I mean, there were a lot of doubts in the beginning. I feel like ever since Nico left, you know, people were sort of always questioning, you know, and then they brought in Oscar and it all worked.
I think people have stopped doubting them to a certain degree. I think that there was a chat that said it a really nice way. I don't know why I'm, you know, complimenting the desk after that little segment they had, but you know, he was like, everyone knows they're good. They're just never in anyone's kind of like picks to make it into, like, you know, the top 4 in an event, you know, to make it to the grand finals, potentially win an event. And I think they, on paper, they're just not like this sexy team, quote unquote, that you kind of look at and you say, like, you look at SK and you see all those championships they've won in the you know, achievements of that core. You look at FaZe and all the players that they have, G2, the names on that team. Those are the kind of teams that you look at, and those are like the sexy, flashy ones where you're like, certainly with that amount of skill, they can do it. mousesports has quietly, over the past 6 months, become one of the most dangerous teams we have in the scene.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that's how it works, right? You know, you have to build your reputation to that level, and I think mousesports are doing that. So just super impressive. Congratulations to them making it to the grand finals. There is another semi-final coming up. We'll have a breakdown from the desk as well, but not before we have a break. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
It's time to return to familiar territory now for Mouse versus Liquid. They have already met on Train, but now this one holds a whole lot more weight. They met in the groups. Both teams managed to keep their heads above water there, but now they find themselves in the semi-finals, and it will be Train to determine their fate. Just one map. And I have Chad and Yanko joining me. We go all the way, gents, and I mean, the result previously was an incredibly close game. We went into overtime. We got to see both teams kind of flexing on the map. mousesports in the end did prevail, but we have an opportunity to see it once more. And I feel like I can no longer say that it makes sense and we're going to have another close game again.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, last time it was a weird one, right? It was an overtime game, but both teams got 11 rounds on the T side, which is something very uncharacteristic when you look towards either of these teams. You don't consider them juggernauts of the map and a team that's capable of winning 10+ rounds almost every single time on the more difficult side. So I don't think we're going to have that happen again. Made it really strange. Of course, it was a case of, you know, getting all the resets and all of that, which doesn't help on any map. But it's going to be interesting to see how teams change their approach compared to the first time they met.
You have to keep in mind as well in a game like that, and this is why I don't want to paint anything with a lucky picture, but there are things that happen in certain games that probably won't happen in the next. Sure. Liquid won both pistols and then got force-bought both times. We had Sunny with that Deagle ace, right? So those are things that don't happen all the time. And even in a game that Liquid lost in overtime, they had won more clutches, right? They had won 5 to the 3 of mousesports. So all these factors.
It's time to return to familiar territory now for Mouse versus Liquid. They have already met on Train, but now this one holds a whole lot more weight. They met in the groups. Both teams managed to keep their heads above water there. But now they find themselves in the semi-finals, and it will be Train to determine their fate. Just one map. And I have Chad and Yanko joining me. We go all the way, gents, and the result previously was an incredibly close game. We went into overtime. We got to see both teams kind of flexing on the map. mousesports in the end did prevail, but we have an opportunity to see it once more. And I feel like I can no longer say that it makes sense and we're going to have another close game again.
Oh yeah, but the thing is, last time it was a weird one, right? It was an overtime game, but both teams got 11 rounds on the T side, which is something very uncharacteristic when you look towards either of these teams. You don't consider them juggernauts of the map and a team that's capable of winning 10+ rounds almost every single time on the more difficult side. So I don't think we're going to have that happen again. Made it really strange. Of course, it was a case of getting all the resets and all of that, which doesn't help on any map. But it's going to be interesting to see how teams change their approach compared to the first time they met.
You have to keep in mind as well in a game like that, and this is where I don't want to paint anything with a lucky picture, but there are things that happen in certain games that probably won't happen in the next. Sure. Liquid won both pistols and then got force-bought both times. We had Sunny with that Deagle ace, right? So those are things that don't happen all the time. And even in a game that Liquid lost in overtime, they had won more clutches, right? They had won 5 to the 3 of mousesports. So there's all these factors that come into it. In a game that's going to be clear-cut, we expect these rounds to happen, where people are going to lose to a force buy, people are going to lose to a half buy. This is just Counter-Strike now, and this is what we've come to expect. I've stopped fighting it, guys. I've just resigned myself to the fact that this is the way the cookie crumbles, and we're going to have those rounds, and they're going to pop up. And when you have so many extremely skilled players in the server, the likes of Oscar, you've got Rops, Sunny on the other side of things, Elige, Twist, even Steel was getting some big clutches. Any of this stuff can happen, and you need to expect it to happen. It could be another messy affair. It could be another blowout. This is the thing right now. It's very hard to put your finger on where these two teams are at because we've seen what appears to be 2 different sides from both squads over 2 different maps.
And we were talking about the whole no op on Liquid and double op on mousesports situation. Well, Train is a map where op does play a big role. And sure, you can have a utility opper on the CT side, maybe just holding some angles, getting some of the stuff done. But the problem is if you want to go for an aggressive play, can Nitro or potentially Nav pull it off? And also on the T side, can they make plays? Because you sure as hell know Oscar can.
Yeah, that's never been a problem for him. And I mean, I think he had close to 30 frags at the end of that one. He was looking spectacular, 1v3s as well. He did look like he was very comfortable on Train. And mousesports are going to be back in comfortable territory. This is going to be more like the Mirage than the Cobble, all things considered.
Yeah, I don't want to let them off the hook for that Cobble game in the sense of they probably knew it was going to come up. And maybe if it just doesn't work within the team, then it doesn't work. But you never want to be getting blown out of anything 15-0.
This is where you probably don't want to start on the T side if you're mousesports, because seeing the way Team Liquid dominated their CT side on Cobble, which is more difficult than Train, they might be in danger of just getting shut down yet again because Liquid is on fire individually.
So you got the knife round here. Obviously, last time we had Liquid starting on the CT side and they're able to scrap together 4 rounds. Hopefully they can do better than that, and hopefully from the last map for Mouse.
Season 4. Put your hands together! Well deserved. Just give me a quick rundown of the highlight on that map, Cobblestone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fucking know what's wrong with our Cobblestone lately. I guess this match is the perfect example. I mean, we could have lost 16-0 on what used to be like one of our best maps. So I have no idea what's going on. We have a lot to work on there, that's for sure.
Yeah, all jokes aside, was it important to at least get a couple rounds on Cobblestone when it was just going completely in favor of Liquid? You were getting hit by the tsunami.
Honestly, I think it was important. Yeah, we just, as soon as it was like, I don't know, 11, 12 hours something, some of us, including me, started to flame a bit, like, what the fuck are we doing? Why we don't do this? Why we don't do that? Some of us, I remember Rob said, like, just chill. They're playing good. We're playing a bit bullshit, but just chill these rounds. And the coach said, like, yeah, just think about the next map. So we just tried to relax. In the end, we got a few rounds. So obviously, that's not a result we're happy with, but sometimes it goes that way. And I think it was important we focused on the next match instantly.
Did it help to start this game a bit later in the day so you could kind of wake up, have some breakfast, maybe even some lunch, and be completely prepared?
I mean, I think every match here we played after 3, which I personally really like. I'm not really the early morning type of guy, so every time I saw our matches at 3, 4, or 6, I was like happy. I think, okay, we're all going to be fit. So that's certainly true what you said. I mean, just relaxing a bit in the afternoon, taking your time to get your food, maybe play one practice map. It's definitely good.
And And in general, what's it like to get revenge against Liquid for that best-of-5 loss at ESG Mykonos?
We won best of 5 against them in Mykonos.
Sorry, I mean to repeat that performance.
Yeah. I mean, we lost them to them at this tournament, and we felt like we gave a lot away, especially like on Mirage. We had like multiple. I think I said it before in an interview. We had multiple 4-on-2s, 5-on-3s, even on Inferno, where we were like, we don't know what the fuck is going on because we're getting the entries, but we're not able to close it out. So. Because of that, because we knew, okay, at the start of the round, we're playing good. As long as we group up after, we're going to beat them eventually. So that's what we tried to do this game, and it worked good on Train and Mirage. Cobble, maybe not so well, but yeah.
Now, moving into the grand final, you'll either be going up against FaZe or Na'Vi, the hometown heroes. Give me, your opinions on both of those teams.
I mean, FaZe would be cool to play again because... Where did we play them? Yeah, at the major in the quarterfinals and ECS finals, we also played them in like a really close game. So it would be great to play them again and get a good game again and get revenge on them finally. Na'Vi would always be awesome to play here in front of the home crowd because I'm sure that will be a really lit atmosphere.
Well, exactly, Chris. It's already packed in here. Everybody enjoyed your match, and I'm sure they will be going wild for the next. Any final words?
Thanks for watching. Hope you guys support us in the final.
There we go. mousesports are our first grand finalists here, Chris. Congratulations. We'll see you later. For now, though, we have one more best of 3. It's FaZe versus Na'Vi. And for now, we will head back to the analyst desk.
That's right, indeed. Thank you so much, Parley. Yeah, the scores on the doors do work out in mousesports' favour. Are you still looking for a taste of revenge versus FaZe?
I've got the important stats. We got 1 Shucks out of Chris J and 3 Fudges.
3 Fudges, 1 Shuck.
Yeah, so
Okay.
those are the real stats that I think everyone's looking for. But the ones we can see right now just shows how dominant it was, and Sicko to be towards the top. I think he was like 11-0.
I'm okay with that,
He hadn't died like within like the first 5 or 6 rounds of the game. He was just having a bit of a tear.
And a real turnaround performance from him. We're seeing, as we already pointed out, a lot of criticism after that major, potentially to be swapped out by Dennis, who went out, the good Dennis, the Swedish Dennis, who went out to go to NIP. So great to see him performing better. And on the other side of things, you can see on Liquid, NAF with a quiet game compared to what we're used to seeing in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you need to look at the map's best players, and this is going to be formatted with entry kills.
It also shows some of the issues with the op, right? I mean, Nitro picking it up. Nitro is not an opper. Like, people need to realize that. Yes, sometimes you see him have some impact, but sometimes you see him miss 3 shots that you probably should hit at least one of those 3, right? So I think Liquid are going to find themselves in a position where, yeah, sure, on some maps it's fine, but when you get to a map like Train, you do need someone dedicated to do it and someone who can do it properly.
They still had like a couple of good mid-round calls on their T side without taking advantage of the way Rops was holding that inner bomb site, which I thought was cool early on, giving so much territory and playing retake. They did a great job of that mousesports, but then the adjustment from Liquid was also very good, and I think Steel deserves an honorable mention for helping that comeback in the first half. He had a lot of impact rounds where there were only 1 or 2 kills, but the kills he had really stifled the retakes or really opened up bomb sites and gave Liquid a good chance to put some rounds on the board.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And with mousesports picking up that win, Liquid fall in the semi-finals, a moment of kind of reflection on them. We've already started it with the kind of question that if they are going to try and have a 6, 7, even 5 map pool, there are going to be instances where they need to have someone that's more comfortable on the AWP permanently.
Yeah, but I mean, we can cut them some slack. They've
course,
only recently brought in NAF and had 2 tournaments, right, one after the other, and moving into a third, I believe, next week in Poland. So I think you can give them the benefit of the doubt, give them a couple of weeks when they get back home, start playing, just online games, and to really figure out how they want to set up their game without a proper offer. Maybe someone has to pick it up fully, or they maybe find a way to play without it, which is not exploited as much as we've seen potentially here in this Train game.
Yeah, and I mean, our takeaway and summary of Liquid is actually going to be outrageously positive, right? I mean, their results offline since they made this roster change have been nothing but fantastic, both at Summit and here.
Yeah, I think the thing for me is Liquid, when they were playing, I think it was New York last year, they impressed me there as well. And that's when they still had JDM on the team. So North America has an upward trajectory, definitely at the moment. In terms of, I agree with Yanko 100%. It's going to take time for them to find the actual formula. I'm not saying this is a honeymoon situation, but to have NAF have 2 really good tournaments back-to-back and help you push across the line to get some big victories, you can't rely on that. That's where the structure comes into play and all the fundamentals we talk about. And that's going to take time for them to iron it out.
and time is what we'll take now. It looks like we're going to be taking a bit of an extended break here. We're going to be trying to get this next game rolling. Na'Vi versus FaZe will take a bit of a longer break, a bit of a longer pause as we prepare ourselves to jump into this one. So do stay tuned, but do go ahead and treat yourself to a cheeky gaming session or a nibble, because when we do come back, we're going to be getting into another best of 3, and it's going to be great. We're chopping and changing the desk. That's all from Chad and Yanko. They'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see you after the break for our next best of